bickering, the fighting. That's what they call you for.
Oh Lord.
Like an auntie, bro. You saying I did 20 push-ups before. I bet you ain't do no more push-ups since then. Get out of here, man. Respect your country, bro.
All right.
I want to see Trump do 20 push-ups.
All right, so before
I did 20 push-ups a week ago. That was the last couple push-ups you did. The fuck out of here.
All right, hold on. While he's frozen, I'm gonna get Uda in there because I think people don't realize how crazy it was in New York City when they brought those people here. Like we had an uptick in scooters and scooter robberies. They just roll up on you, grab your chain, your pocketbook, and just keep on scooting away.
Still doing it.
And so I understand maybe in some of y'all southern states that you might not have experienced it to see how this influx of people that don't have jobs affected the city. But man, it really changed a lot of things that was going on within a city when you had busloads of people that are not documented and that did not have jobs, right? It is a big difference between a documented person that's here the proper way versus somebody that got shipped here and that person was illegal. And then now we're saying that ICE is designed to get illegal people out of here, and that's not the right way. That is a very interesting thought. We'll start with Uda. Go ahead, Uda.
Yeah, man. This whole situation just got me just doing a lot of research on this whole situation, you know, and it's been leading me down the road. You know what I mean? I'm not that much of a theorist, that much conspiracy theorist, that much, but it's been leading me down the road. Like, why Minnesota? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is all of this happening here, though? You know what I mean? Because sometimes we just see things from the surface level, but we never see things behind it, right? And as my research, I don't know, because I want to just run some things by y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think, because these are some of the things that I found, right? But it said Minnesota is a pressure point state, not a power center, right? This is one of the reasons, right? So I was like, a pressure point state? I never heard it. I'm like, what's that mean? So they said Minnesota is not a coastal elite power like New York or California. It's not a deep red symbolic power like Texas or Florida. And it's not a Washington, D.C. So that kind of can make it a testing ground for policy. Reactions are tested there. Narratives can be trialed there. And public response can be measured there. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at something like that now, we could say, what could be really going on probably? You know what I'm saying? Especially with the autonomy that especially with the immunity as well, that the ICE agents have as well, that supersedes even the local officials. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, years ago, we've been talking about zero tolerance, martial law, and things like that. And if now we got these agents that got immunity, you know, because with the police, we suing them and all of that, we getting lawsuits. With these people, who you suing? Like, these people running around masked up, you don't even know who they are. You're looking for badge numbers, some letters that look like a serial number, CRV, some lines or something. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things like that. You know what I mean? They said Minneapolis became a symbolic power in 2020. And symbols don't go away. They said after George Floyd. So also remember, George Floyd happened there. So this is where that unrest happened. So now we test it again where it happened at, see how we respond to it, possibility. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go too deep in the theory, but it sounds like it could be, you know what I mean, not a far-fetched thing. You know what I'm saying? And they said, once a place becomes symbolic, protests concentrate there. Media show up faster there. Activists mobilize there. Counter reaction also show up there. The important distinctions is symbols don't need new intent. They attract attention automatically. You know what I'm saying? And there's mad little breakdowns though. We could go into, I don't want to go too far all down the road, but we could stop there and then get back to some more little things. But I don't know. Just got me looking for some, you know, what the hell is all of this going on? Yeah, again,
you don't. I just wanted to back Sharon when they went to New York, and I was out there last time. I go there every summer. Like Central Park was packed with homeless people, packed absolutely to the gills. And these dudes that don't be from the main cities, like this dude from Detroit trash. We all know it. Like the immigrants wouldn't even want to go there. They come to the cities that are really actually popping, right? And I guess since, you know, you in the house all day, you eating bagels and donuts, you know, you ain't really outside to really see it. So you end up being like, oh, it's nothing going on. But it's definitely a huge issue to taxpayers. And you hear them on the news all the time in New York, talking about how they about to get hit with a scooter, how they got some homeless dude trying to sell them old grapes, all type of stuff. So, you know, I'm looking out for my Americans. I'll end it there.
But that's the state, though. Like, you got to go to your local government and vote people in that don't have those policies, man, because that's your state.
You're not responding to you're not responding to. I was just adding to what Sharon said. That's it.
Nah, bro, you was being a passive
but I
and
hear you
speaking to what
complaining
KT
about
said when KT said that
legal
we don't
saying,
have
bro,
an
but
immigrant
your state.
problem. That's all. I know
No,
what you're
no, I
saying,
heard
though,
what you
Kulu.
said.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And
Yeah,
you are right.
so, and I
In a
agree,
way.
you know, like they shouldn't be doing it.
We got,
But that was the president at that time, Kulu. The president was doing it.
all right, so we got Kulu, and then it's me, Rosie. Got.
So, like, real quick. So, as I recall during Biden's administration, that it was Greg Abbott, DeSantis, and a lot of the Republican governors spending their tax dollars to bus and fly illegals to the sanctuary cities because they didn't want them in their state. It wasn't Biden doing it. It was, you know what I mean, the Republican governors doing it. And, I don't agree with immigration. I think it's a problem. But do I think there's 40 million here that came under Biden? No. You know what I mean? Do I think there's better ways of doing immigration? Hell yeah. But my issue is that let's not blame the administration or use the federal government. Let's hold our state representatives and state like politicians accountable. Let's vote people in that don't have the ideology when it comes to sanctuary cities that can change the policies, and then it'll fix the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's easier said than done, because we all know, if you're really digging deep into this, you understand the money is controlling the politics, right? So yeah, we could say our votes matter, but honestly, if you're talking to somebody like me, I don't really think our votes matter. I think that the super rich pull their money together to get what they want to go. So if at that point they want the immigrants in there, they're gonna pull the money together and they're gonna get whoever it is, whatever mayor you vote in, whatever president you vote in, to go along with what they doing. That's how it's always been. It's called capitalism, baby. So what you're saying is in like the perfect world where our votes actually work and all this. It doesn't, bro. The money, cash rules everything around me. That's been the game. So the moment y'all start actually talking the game and stop talking about what we could do and if and when, talk about what it really is.
No, so aren't what you saying is that the system doesn't work how it should, right?
Wait, hold on, I ain't hear you. What you say?
Are you saying that the system doesn't work how it should? Because how the system should work is based on our votes and things. And
No.
I'm
not the system is working how it should work, bro. The system is capitalism. You're talking about a different system that you want to change it to, and it seemed like that's what y'all want to do, right?
Democracy is a different system.
What? Why are you changing your word?
A different. I'm not changing. I said vote. The vote is how the country's supposed to work.
No, the vote. Like, all right, man, I can't talk to you, man, because you're not understanding what I'm saying. It's cool, bro. I get what you're doing, but like,
I'm doing. You're going
yes,
to your
it is,
own
bro.
mindset,
Because you're basically trying to make it seem like I'm saying the votes
question.
don't matter. They matter.
You just
but
said they don't.
No, I never said. Yo, listen to me. You gotta listen, bro. Okay,
I am. That's the problem with you. The problem with people that talk like you. Like, we do listen, and then when we say something to what you said, you like, well, that ain't what I meant or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, my nigga, you said the comment.
Because you're anti-American, so you really can't hear it, right? What I'm saying is this. Yes, you're okay. I'm gonna say it again. Your votes matter, right? But like, your votes matter. They put your votes in. You heard me say that, right?
Okay, I'm hearing you. Yep.
Okay,
go ahead.
But what happens then is the rich come in with their money, because this is a capitalistic country, and go, this is what we want. Do that. So your votes matter, but even if we get in the right president, like right now they got McDonough in there, and he was acting like he was going to change all this shit. What he going to do? He's going to follow where the money wants to do. That's what I'm saying, brother. Talk to what I'm talking about. Stop just taking one part of what I said. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we both smoke weed, but I don't think the weed doing that to you. Listen to everything I'm saying instead of just taking one part, because I see that this dude did the same thing. Oh, you're talking right now. He just took the last words I said instead of listening to everything I said.
Well, no, I literally said, you're saying, you just repeated how the system doesn't work correctly, because at the top. I'm moving it forward. I'm saying,
don't talk about.
You're still saying that people would. Well, come on, bro. We having a conversation. So if you're saying, though, that the rich people are who get the most influence, I'm just saying that means the system isn't working how it properly should, because our system isn't based on if you're rich, that's how you make the most power. It's supposed to be that if you make your vote, that's how we make change. So if people are protesting, that's what I think most of y'all, you people who are so American, you're missing that people are not protesting for simply no reason. They're protesting because those things that we consider how the system should work, and they told us how the system should work, is not working. So they're trying to stand up for change, bro, to make the system work correctly.
Can I address KT on that? Because I want to actually contest what he's saying.
No, yeah, you can contest it. And shout out to the 200 people that's in the chat. Make sure you say good day to us. Say something. Hit a like. Hit a share. Go ahead, Joshua.
So, KT, you just said the reason why people are protesting is because they believe that whatever's happening is going against what they believe the system is, despite the fact that we know for a fact
the system is.
Fine, fair, okay, but we also were taught to obey law enforcement. We were also taught that there's a legal way to immigrate to America. We were also taught that fraud is actually against the law, especially large-scale fraud. And the people who are protesting right now in Minnesota are specifically protesting to protect the people who are committing the crimes. Where in our history is that supported?
So the Constitution literally teaches us that you have the right to make militias and things, and the reason it points that out is in case the government starts overreaching. So that's the first thing. We're taught to adhere to law, but not just because you're a cop, that means you are. Like everything you're saying, that might not be true. Just because you're in a police officer suit doesn't mean that everything you're saying is the law. That's why lawsuits happen and stuff. So we're also taught, follow the correct law. When you talk about things like fraud, I love that the fraud thing has been brought up again, because I wanted to point that out earlier. Everybody up here said in the last year, 18 billion. The study, first of all, that number is not official on any record. That's what they're estimating it to be up to. And that's since 2018. So that means about 4 million in fraud, actually, like 4 billion in fraud per year. Every year, it's over $98 trillion in fraud, mostly committed by white Americans. So when we talk about even how like the fraud thing is something it is, but it shouldn't be selective outrage. I pointed out a bunch of times, it seems black people up here, well, not black people up here, but a lot of people that we've gotten to these arguments with, they're not saying that the fraud was wrong. They saying, well, shit, we could have got that. We could have been doing that fraud. It seems more like people are like, well, shit, we ain't get to eat off of it. They shouldn't either. Fuck them. That's not how shit's supposed to be. We're supposed to be balanced, as people have said plenty of times. So I have no problem